Ladies and gentlemen, mental toughness. What does it really mean? Let me tell you something. Mental toughness is not something that comes easily. It's not something you're born with. It's something you build piece by piece, day by day, struggle by struggle. It's about how you face adversity. It's how you handle the pressure when everything around you says you should quit, but you keep going. It's about staying focused when the world is distracting you. And let me tell you, if you don't have it, you're not going to get far in this life. I'm talking about the strength that comes from within, the type of power that keeps you going when everyone else has given up. That's mental toughness. It's when your body wants to quit, but your mind says, no, we keep pushing. It's when every part of you feels like giving in, but you stand tall and keep your feet planted because you know the only way through is forward. The world is going to try and break you. It's going to test you. It's going to put you through the fire. But you've got to make a choice. Do you burn or do you rise from the ashes? The choice is yours. Let me tell you something. You have to make peace with the fact that life will not always go the way you want it to. There's no guarantee of an easy ride. No guarantee that the path is going to be smooth. No guarantee that everything you try will work out. But let me also tell you, there is one guarantee: you can choose how you react. You can choose how you respond to the challenges that come your way. You can decide whether you're going to rise above or sink into the circumstances. And that decision right there, that's mental toughness. Now, some of you might be saying, but I'm not strong enough. I don't know if I can handle it. I'm telling you right now, you're stronger than you think. You don't even know the power you have inside of you. It's there. Trust me, it's there. But you've got to dig deep to find it. And when you do, there's no turning back. Mental toughness isn't about pretending you don't feel the pain. It's about feeling it and saying, I'm still going to fight. It's about knowing that you're not going to let fear, doubt, or setbacks dictate your life. You control your narrative and you write your own story. You can sit there and wait for the perfect moment, but let me tell you something, there's no such thing as a perfect moment. Life doesn't wait for you to be ready. Life is moving constantly. It's not waiting for you to feel comfortable. It's not waiting for you to feel confident. It's not waiting for you to feel confident. It's just moving. And the ones who make it, the ones who succeed, are the ones who act, even when they don't feel ready. They step up when no one else will. They keep pushing when the whole world says it's time to quit. That's mental toughness. There's going to be times when you feel like you can't take another step. You're going to feel like the weight of the world is on your shoulders. You're going to feel like you're carrying a burden that's just too heavy. But let me tell you something, it's not about how heavy the weight is, it's about how you carry it. It's not about how many times you fall, it's about how many times you get up. And I'm telling you right now, you've got the strength to get up. You've got the fortitude to carry that weight. You've got the power inside of you to keep going when everyone else would have quit. It's all about mindset. It's all about how you look at things. See, people think that success is all about talent, but it's not. It's about attitude. It's about showing up when others won't. It's about working when no one's watching. It's about putting in the effort even when you don't feel like it. Because here's the thing, you're not going to win every battle. You're going to lose sometimes. You're going to fail. But it's in those failures that you find the strength to keep going. That's when you discover who you really are. And it's in that struggle, in that adversity, where you build your mental toughness. Understand this pain is inevitable. It's part of life. We all go through it. But suffering is a choice. Pain is what happens to you. Suffering is what you allow to happen to your mind. You don't have to suffer. You don't have to let the pain define you. You can choose to take that pain and turn it into something greater. You can take those scars and wear them like badges of honor because you know you fought through the storm and you came out the other side stronger. You see, you're not just building mental toughness for the good times. You're building it for the tough times, the moments when everything seems like it's falling apart. It's in those moments that mental toughness truly shows up. It's in those moments when you find out what you're really made of. When the chips are down and you've got nothing left to give, that's when you have to dig deeper than you've ever dug before. That's when you have to tell yourself, I'm not going down like this. Not today, not ever. And that's what makes the difference. But here's the thing, you don't have to be alone in this fight. You don't have to face every challenge by yourself. You've got people around you who want to see you succeed. You've got support, even when you don't see it. And even when you feel like there's no one, remember this, you've got yourself. And sometimes that's all you need. The power of believing in yourself is stronger than anything the world can throw at you. So stop doubting yourself. Stop questioning your abilities. You have everything inside of you to make it. But it starts with believing that you can. The world is full of distractions. It's full of noise, full of people telling you what you should do, how you should do it. But let me tell you this, there's only one voice that matters, and that's your own. The only opinion that matters is the one you have of yourself. Don't let the world define you. Don't let the circumstances control your destiny. You are the master of your fate. You are the author of your story. You write your own future. There are going to be times when you feel like you're not getting anywhere, when you feel like you're stuck, when you feel like nothing is working. But let me tell you something, every step you take is progress, even if it doesn't feel like it. Every day you show up, every day you fight, every day you refuse to quit, that's a step forward. And sometimes it's not about taking huge leaps, it's about making sure that you never stop moving. Even if it's 1 inch at a time, just keep going. Keep going until you get there. In this world, no one's going to hand you anything. You're not going to get any special treatment. You've got to earn everything. Every victory, every triumph, it's earned through hard work, through sacrifice, through perseverance. And you've got to be willing to put in the work. The work when no one's watching. The work when no one believes in you. The work when you feel like you can't go any further. That's when the real growth happens. That's when you build the mental toughness to face anything that comes your way. And when you get to that point, when you push past the pain, when you rise above the doubt, when you refuse to quit, that's when you become unstoppable. That's when you realize that nothing and no one can hold you back. Because you've got something inside of you that's stronger than any obstacle, any setback, any failure. You've got mental toughness. And once you've got that, there's no limit to what you can achieve. So don't be afraid to fight. Don't be afraid to fail. Don't be afraid to fall. Because every failure is a lesson. Every fall is a chance to rise higher. Keep pushing. Keep pushing. Keep fighting. And remember, the only person you need to prove anything to is yourself. You've got this. Stay strong, stay focused, and never back down. It's not something you're born with, but something you develop through consistent effort, overcoming adversity, and persevering through challenges. It's about your mindset and how you respond to life's difficulties. Mental toughness is about pushing forward even when you feel like giving up. It's about showing up, working hard, and staying focused even when the path is tough, knowing that every step forward, no matter how small, is progress. Life will test you with pain, setbacks, and failures, but mental toughness is about using those challenges to grow stronger. It's about refusing to let obstacles define you, but instead using them as fuel to keep going. Your belief in yourself is the key to mental toughness. You control your destiny, and the most important opinion is the one you have of yourself. Never let doubt or external voices hold you back, because the power to overcome and succeed lies within you. Mental toughness is something that is forged through experience, not simply a trait you inherit from birth. It's not a gift that comes naturally to everyone, nor is it something that you magically acquire at some point in your life. It's built, and it's built through facing challenges, confronting adversity, and continually pushing yourself to your limits. Mental toughness is the result of consistent effort, resilience, and the determination to keep moving forward, even when things are difficult. It is created step by step through the decisions you make, the actions you take, and the mindset you develop in response to the obstacles life throws your way. When you hear someone described as mentally tough, you may imagine a person who seems impervious to failure, a person who doesn't flinch when things get hard. But the truth is, mental toughness isn't about never feeling fear or doubt. It's not about having an impenetrable shell. In fact, mental toughness often starts with embracing those feelings, fear, pain, uncertainty, and deciding that they will not control your actions. It's about realizing that feeling vulnerable is a part of being human, but it doesn't mean you stop trying. You keep pushing forward in spite of those emotions. Life is full of moments where we all feel like giving up. There are moments when we question our abilities, when it seems like nothing is going right and the weight of the world presses down on us. Those are the moments when mental toughness is truly tested. The temptation to quit can be overwhelming. It can feel like an easy way out. But it's in those very moments of struggle, when everything feels heavy and insurmountable, that mental toughness is developed. It's in the small, seemingly insignificant decisions that we make day in and day out. It's about deciding over and over again to not let the situation defeat you, to not give in to the discomfort and the fear. No one is born with the ability to handle hardship perfectly. Mental toughness doesn't come fully formed. Instead, it grows through experiences, through practice, and through a willingness to fail and learn from it. Each time you confront a challenge, each time you push past the desire to quit, you become stronger, more resilient. And with that strength comes confidence, not that you'll never fail, but that you can handle whatever comes your way. The journey to building mental toughness starts with understanding that setbacks and challenges are a normal part of life. They are not signs of failure, but signs that you are trying, that you are pushing yourself outside of your comfort zone. Many people make the mistake of thinking that life should be easy, that success should come without much struggle. But the truth is, success that is earned without struggle is often short-lived and unfulfilling. It's through facing adversity, through pushing yourself to the edge and beyond, that you truly grow. That's when you realize your own potential. That's when mental toughness begins to take shape. The most important part of building mental toughness is resilience. It's the ability to bounce back after setbacks. It's about seeing failure not as the end, but as a lesson, an opportunity to grow. Resilience means accepting that things won't always go according to plan, that the path will not always be smooth, but deciding that no matter how many times you fall, you will always get back up. It means refusing to be defined by your failures, instead using them as stepping stones towards success. One of the key aspects of mental toughness is the ability to embrace discomfort. It's about stepping outside your comfort zone and staying there, even when every part of you wants to run back to safety. Comfort zones are places where growth goes to die. They're places where you stay because it's easy, because it's familiar, because it's safe. But nothing truly great ever comes from staying in a comfort zone. The greatest accomplishments, the moments where people show true mental toughness, happen when you choose to face the uncomfortable, when you choose to challenge yourself in ways that scare you, push you, and test your limits. Each time you push yourself through that discomfort, you build more mental toughness. You get used to the feeling of being uncomfortable, and you realize that it's not a signal to stop. It's a signal to keep going. You learn that you can handle more than you thought you could, and you start to see challenges as opportunities, not threats. And with each success, no matter how small, your belief in your ability to handle whatever comes your way grows. Mental toughness is born from this very process, the willingness to be uncomfortable, to confront fear and uncertainty, and to take action anyway. Another key component of building mental toughness is developing a strong sense of purpose. When you know why you're doing something, when you have a clear vision of what you want to achieve, it becomes easier to weather the storms along the way. Mental toughness isn't just about pushing through any obstacle, it's about having a deeper reason for doing so. It's about being able to tap into that purpose when things get tough, reminding yourself of what you're fighting for, why you're working so hard, and how much it means to you to achieve your goals. Without a clear sense of purpose, it's easy to get lost, to lose motivation, or to feel discouraged when things don't go as planned. But when you know your why, when you have a vision for your future that excites and drives you, mental toughness becomes easier to cultivate. Purpose provides the fuel that keeps you going when your body and mind want to quit. It helps you push past obstacles and maintain your focus, no matter how tough the journey becomes. The ability to control your thoughts is also essential in building mental toughness. Your mind is powerful, and it can be your greatest ally or your biggest enemy. Mental toughness requires you to train your mind to stay focused on what you can control, to stay positive even when circumstances are negative, and to overcome the negative self-talk that inevitably arises when things get tough. It's about being able to quiet the voice in your head that tells you to give up, that tells you you're not good enough, or that tells you you're going to fail. Mental toughness is about fighting those thoughts and replacing them with thoughts of strength, perseverance, and success. This is not an easy task. Our minds are often conditioned to focus on the negative, to look for problems rather than solutions, to doubt rather than believe. But just like physical strength, mental strength can be developed. It can be trained. Every time you challenge those negative thoughts, every time you choose to believe in yourself and your abilities, you strengthen your mental resilience. It's not about eliminating doubt altogether, but learning how to manage it, how to keep it from controlling your actions. Building mental toughness is a journey, not a destination. It doesn't happen overnight, and it doesn't happen in a straight line. There will be setbacks, challenges, moments of doubt, and times when you feel like you've taken 2 steps back instead of 1 step forward. But it's important to remember that every single step, every single effort is part of the process. You may not see the results immediately, but every time you face a challenge and choose to persevere, you are building mental toughness. You are preparing yourself for the next challenge and the one after that, and the one after that. As you continue this journey of building mental toughness, you'll realize that it's not just about what you're able to overcome. It's about who you become in the process. It's about the person you become by choosing to rise above every obstacle, by choosing to keep going when others would quit. Mental toughness is about growth, about transformation, and about becoming the strongest version of yourself. It's about realizing that you are capable of more than you ever thought possible. This strength is not something that happens by chance. It's something you have to work for. It's something you have to earn. But let me tell you something, if you're willing to put in the work, if you're willing to push yourself, if you're willing to keep going, even when it feels impossible, there is nothing you can't achieve. Because mental toughness is built. And once you have it, no challenge is too great. No obstacle is too high. You've already proven to yourself that you are capable of handling whatever life throws at you. And that is the most powerful thing you can have in your arsenal. It's not about waiting for the world to give you an easy road. It's about building the strength to walk through the toughest ones. Perseverance is often viewed as one of the most important qualities a person can possess, especially when facing challenges in life. It's the ability to continue moving forward, to press on when everything inside you is telling you to stop, and when the world around you seems to be pushing you in the opposite direction. Perseverance is not just about enduring pain or hardship, it's about sustaining effort and maintaining focus even in the face of overwhelming obstacles. It's the relentless pursuit of a goal, the ability to withstand failure, disappointment, and hardship without losing sight of the prize. It's about refusing to be defined by your struggles, but instead using those struggles to fuel your progress. When you think about success, what comes to mind? You may picture someone who has reached the pinnacle of achievement, someone who has overcome countless challenges to get to where they are. But what most people don't see is the journey, the countless setbacks, failures, and rejections that person had to endure to get there. They see the success, but not the perseverance that made it possible. Success doesn't happen overnight. And it's rarely handed to you on a silver platter. It requires hard work, determination, and most importantly, perseverance. Perseverance is about keeping your eyes on the prize, even when the path is unclear, even when you don't know if you'll make it, and even when doubt creeps into your mind. It's that inner strength, that refusal to quit, that separates those who succeed from those who give up. Everyone experiences moments when they feel like throwing in the towel, when it seems like no matter how hard they work, they just can't get ahead. Those are the moments when perseverance becomes most important. Because it's not the easy times that define you, it's the difficult ones, the moments when you want to quit, but you don't. You see, perseverance isn't just about pushing through a temporary difficulty. It's about persistence, about continuing to put in the effort over the long haul. It's about taking one step after another, even when you're not sure where the road leads and even when the finish line seems far out of sight. It's about refusing to stop, even when progress seems slow. because you know that every small step is still progress. You may not see the results right away, but that doesn't mean they're not coming. The key to perseverance is understanding that success is often a long journey and that the results will come if you keep moving forward. The road to success is filled with obstacles. It's not always a straight path. There will be detours, dead ends, and roadblocks, but what separates the ones who make it from the ones who don't is the ability to navigate those obstacles, to find a way around them, and to keep going. It's easy to give up when things get tough, to let self-doubt creep in and convince you that you're not good enough, that you're not capable of achieving your dreams. But perseverance is about refusing to let those thoughts take hold. It's about pushing through the fear, the doubt, and the pain to get to where you want to go. In many ways, perseverance is a form of mental toughness. It's about strengthening your mind to handle the difficulties and setbacks that come your way. It's about building resilience, about developing the ability to recover quickly from failure and to keep going despite setbacks. But perseverance isn't just about mental strength, it's also about heart. It's about passion and purpose, about having a reason to keep going even when things seem impossible. When you have a deep sense of purpose, when you're driven by something greater than yourself, perseverance becomes easier. Because it's not just about you anymore, it's about the bigger picture, the vision you have for your life, and the goals you've set for yourself. One of the hardest parts of perseverance is staying committed when the going gets tough. It's easy to start something when you're excited and motivated, but what happens when the initial excitement fades and the work becomes grueling? That's when most people give up. They start something new, they hit a roadblock, and then they quit. But perseverance is about making a commitment to yourself and your goals and then sticking to that commitment no matter how hard it gets. It's about having the discipline to keep showing up every day, even when you don't feel like it, even when the results are slow to come. There will be times when you feel like nothing is working, when every effort seems to be in vain. During these times, perseverance becomes even more important. This is when you need to dig deep and remind yourself of why you started in the first place. Success is rarely immediate, and the road to your goals is often more difficult than you imagine. But if you persevere, if you keep putting one foot in front of the other, the results will eventually come. They might not come as quickly as you want, but they will come. And when they do, they will be worth every ounce of effort you put in. It's also important to recognize that perseverance doesn't mean blindly pushing forward without adjusting your course. Sometimes persistence means being flexible and willing to adapt. There are moments when you may need to reassess your approach, learn from your mistakes, and find a new way forward. Perseverance is not about stubbornness, it's about determination. It's about understanding that even if you have to change your approach or take a different route, you're still moving forward, still progressing. Flexibility is a key component of perseverance because it allows you to keep going even when things don't go according to plan. Perseverance is also about patience. It's about understanding that success doesn't always come on your timeline. You may have to wait longer than you expected, and you may have to work harder than you thought, but patience is a crucial part of the process. It's about trusting that your hard work is paying off, even when the results are not immediately visible. Every effort, every struggle is contributing to your growth, and sometimes the most significant breakthroughs come just when you feel like you can't go on any longer. Another aspect of perseverance is the ability to learn from your failures. No one is perfect, and everyone experiences setbacks and defeats. But failure is not the end of the road, it's a part of the journey. It's an opportunity to learn, to grow, and to come back stronger. People who persevere don't see failure as a reason to quit. Instead, they view failure as a lesson, as a chance to gain insight and improve. Every failure is an opportunity to refine your approach, to do better next time, and to keep moving forward with more experience and wisdom. One of the greatest lessons perseverance teaches is the importance of resilience. Life doesn't always go as planned, and the path to success is rarely without obstacles. But resilience is about bouncing back, about getting back on your feet after being knocked down, and about continuing to pursue your goals no matter how many times you fall. It's about developing the strength to keep going even when you've experienced setbacks, and to use those setbacks as stepping stones to greater success. You might look at successful people and think that they've never faced difficulty, that their journey has been smooth and easy. But that's not the case. Every successful person has faced challenges, has had moments of doubt, and has struggled along the way. The difference is that they didn't give up. They didn't let their failures define them. They used those failures to fuel their perseverance. They kept pushing forward, kept learning, and kept growing until they finally reached their goals. Perseverance is not about the absence of failure, it's about the determination to keep going despite it. It's about understanding that failure is not permanent, and that success is often the result of repeated efforts, of learning from mistakes, and of never giving up. When you make perseverance a habit, when you make the decision to keep going no matter what, you become unstoppable. You become someone who refuses to quit, someone who understands that no matter how hard things get, the most important thing is to keep going, to keep trying, and to keep pushing towards your goals. Adversity is a powerful force in life. It tests our limits, challenges our beliefs, and often leaves us feeling weak, vulnerable, and defeated. But it is in the face of adversity that the true strength of our character is revealed. The ability to turn adversity into strength is one of the most transformative skills you can develop. It is not something that comes easily or naturally, but it is something that, when embraced, can lead to personal growth, resilience, and a deeper understanding of who you are. It's about using the pain and difficulties of life to build a stronger foundation, a stronger mind, and a stronger sense of self. When faced with hardship, we have two choices. We can let it break us, or we can use it to fuel our growth and transformation. The first step in turning adversity into strength is to acknowledge that pain and struggle are part of the human experience. There is no one who will go through life without encountering some form of difficulty. Whether it's the loss of a loved one, the failure of a dream, financial hardship, or health challenges, adversity is inevitable. But what separates those who come out stronger from those who are broken by it is how we respond. It's about our mindset. Do we see adversity as something that is happening to us, or do we see it as something that is happening for us? The difference in perception can mean the difference between staying stuck in victimhood and rising up stronger than ever before. Life doesn't hand us what we expect. We don't always get what we think we deserve or what we envision for ourselves. But it is in those moments of unexpected challenge that the opportunity for growth is born. It is often when we are knocked down the hardest that we find the strength to rise again. The discomfort, the uncertainty, the pain, they are the very catalysts that propel us to find a deeper sense of purpose and determination. It's in those dark moments that we often uncover our greatest potential, the parts of ourselves that we didn't know existed. When we face adversity, we are often forced to confront our fears, doubts, and weaknesses. And it's through confronting these fears that we discover our strength. Turning adversity into strength requires a shift in perspective. It requires seeing challenges as opportunities for growth rather than insurmountable obstacles when it feels like the world is against you. It's not about avoiding pain or hardship, but about developing the inner strength to face it head on and rise from it. Resilience is built through experience. It is cultivated through our ability to keep moving forward, even when we don't feel like it. Each time we face adversity and don't give up, we become more resilient. With every setback, we learn to endure. And with each lesson learned, we become more capable of handling whatever challenges life throws our way. Resilience is not something that can be developed overnight. It's a process that takes time, effort, and persistence. But it starts with the decision to keep going, to refuse to let adversity define us. Resilience is built in the small moments, in the times when things don't go as planned and we still find a way to keep moving. It's in those times that we build the mental toughness and emotional endurance needed to weather the storms of life. One of the most important aspects of turning adversity into strength is the ability to embrace the discomfort that comes with it. We live in a world that often seeks to avoid pain and discomfort at all costs. But it is precisely in those moments of discomfort that growth happens. Growth never happens when we are comfortable. It happens when we are pushed beyond our limits, when we are forced to confront the parts of ourselves that we would rather avoid. Adversity has a way of forcing us to step outside our comfort zones, to stretch ourselves in ways we never thought possible. And it is through that discomfort that we discover new strengths, new abilities, and new dimensions of our character. Adversity also has the power to teach us humility. It's easy to become arrogant and complacent when things are going well, but adversity has a way of reminding us that we are not invincible, that we are vulnerable, and that life can change in an instant. When we are humbled by our struggles, we become more compassionate toward others and more aware of our own limitations. This humility helps us approach life with greater wisdom, patience, and understanding. It also allows us to embrace the imperfections of life, knowing that it's okay to not have everything figured out, that it's okay to struggle and stumble along the way. Humility helps us realize that we are not defined by our successes or failures, but by our willingness to rise after every fall. Another powerful way adversity can become a source of strength is through the development of empathy. When we face hardship, we are often forced to reflect on our own vulnerability. We realize that life is fragile, that everyone has their own struggles, and that no one is immune to pain. This awareness allows us to connect with others in a deeper way. When we have faced our own battles, we can better understand the struggles of others. We can offer compassion and support, not from a place of pity, but from a place of shared experience. Adversity opens our hearts to the suffering of others and encourages us to be a source of strength and comfort for those in need. But perhaps the most profound way adversity can turn into strength is through the development of purpose. When we face hardship, we are often forced to ask ourselves deep questions about our lives. What is truly important to us? Self-belief and ownership are foundational aspects of personal growth and success. They are the internal forces that drive individuals to push through challenges, pursue goals, and rise above circumstances. At their core, self-belief is the unwavering confidence in one's own abilities, while ownership is the commitment to take full responsibility for one's actions, decisions, and outcomes. Together, these qualities shape the way we approach life, how we respond to setbacks, and how we create the future we desire. Self-belief is not simply about having faith in yourself when everything is going well, but about maintaining that faith when things are difficult. It is about knowing deep down that you have what it takes to face challenges and emerge victorious. It's about trusting your instincts, your capabilities, and your capacity for growth. It's easy to believe in yourself when things are smooth, but it is in the tough times when you're met with rejection, failure, or hardship that self-belief becomes critical. It is then that your belief in yourself must not waver. It must become a rock, something that you hold on to when the world around you seems to be falling apart. Many people struggle with self-doubt, and it's perfectly natural to experience moments of uncertainty. The key, however, is not allowing these moments to define you. Self-doubt may be a temporary feeling, but self-belief must be a constant. Cultivating self-belief involves shifting your mindset to recognize that you have the power to adapt, learn, and overcome. It's about understanding that you are capable of growth no matter the setbacks. The path to success is rarely linear, and there will always be obstacles along the way. What truly matters is how you respond to these obstacles. Do you see them as roadblocks, or do you view them as opportunities to grow stronger? Believing in yourself is not about arrogance or assuming that you're invincible. Instead, it's about recognizing your potential, acknowledging your strengths, and trusting that even if you stumble, you can always pick yourself up. It's about resilience, the ability to recover from adversity, and adaptability, the ability to adjust to new circumstances. Self-belief helps you navigate life with confidence, knowing that you have the tools to handle whatever comes your way. Along with self-belief, ownership plays an equally vital role in shaping the direction of your life. Ownership is the act of taking full responsibility for your actions, your decisions, and the results of those decisions. It is about not blaming others, not making excuses, and not waiting for someone else to change your circumstances. Ownership means that you take charge of your destiny. You recognize that your life is in your hands, and that you have the power to make choices that influence your future. When you own your actions, you stop playing the victim. You stop blaming others for your problems or waiting for external circumstances to change before you take action. Instead, you look inward, assess what you have control over, and take responsibility for creating the changes you want to see. This doesn't mean that you should take the blame for everything that happens in life. Sometimes things are beyond your control. However, ownership is about understanding that, regardless of the external factors, you always have the power to control how you respond to them. It's about recognizing that your actions and your attitude can shape the outcome of any situation. Taking ownership is about recognizing that at any moment you have the power to take action. You are the one who decides whether to remain stagnant or to grow. Ownership involves acknowledging that your success and happiness are ultimately up to you. It's about letting go of the tendency to look outward for validation or to wait for someone else to give you permission to pursue your dreams. You are the author of your own story, and ownership gives you the pen to write that story the way you want it to unfold. This combination of self-belief and ownership is transformative. When you believe in yourself and take full responsibility for your life, you shift from a passive state of waiting for things to happen to an active state of creating your future. Self-belief gives you the courage to take bold steps, even in the face of uncertainty, while ownership ensures that you remain accountable for your progress, growth, and setbacks. Together, they empower you to take control of your life and to chart your own course, regardless of the challenges or the opinions of others. A crucial aspect of developing self-belief and ownership is recognizing the importance of setting goals. Without clear goals, it's easy to become lost or disoriented. Goals provide a roadmap for where you want to go and a measure for how far you've come. They give you something to work towards, something to believe in, and they help you take ownership of your journey. Setting goals is not enough by itself. You must also take responsibility for taking action toward achieving them. Ownership is about making sure you do the work, no matter how difficult it may seem at times. When you set goals, you must believe that you can achieve them. Self-belief is the foundation upon which goal setting is built. If you don't believe in your abilities, you won't put in the effort required to achieve your goals. It's important to acknowledge that self-belief doesn't mean that you'll always succeed immediately. There will be setbacks and failures along the way, but self-belief is what keeps you going. It's what reminds you that the journey is just as important as the destination, and that every mistake is a lesson to be learned, not a failure to be feared. Ownership plays a critical role in turning your goals into reality. Without ownership, goals can become empty promises. You can talk about your goals all day long, but it's only when you take ownership of your actions that progress starts to happen. Ownership is about commitment. It's about doing what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like it, and taking responsibility for both your successes and your failures. When you take ownership, you don't wait for motivation or inspiration to strike. You create it through consistent effort and accountability. Self-belief and ownership also help you stay focused in the face of distractions and challenges. Life is full of things that can sidetrack you from your goals: negative people, distractions, unforeseen circumstances, and the natural human tendency to procrastinate. But when you believe in yourself and take full ownership of your life, you stay focused on what truly matters. You understand that challenges are part of the process, and you accept them as opportunities to learn and grow. Self-belief also involves being able to silence the voices of doubt and negativity. Everyone has those moments when the inner critic speaks loudly, telling you that you're not good enough, that you won't succeed, or that you're not capable. But self-belief gives you the strength to ignore those voices, to push through the fear and uncertainty, and to continue moving forward. Belief in yourself doesn't mean that you won't experience self-doubt. It means that you don't let it dictate your actions. You acknowledge the fear, but you don't let it control you. Ownership requires you to be honest with yourself. It's about acknowledging your strengths and weaknesses, understanding what you're capable of, and working to improve. It means taking responsibility for the areas where you fall short and making a conscious effort to change. It's not about being perfect. It's about owning your journey and recognizing that growth comes through effort, learning, and self-improvement. The moment you take full ownership of your life, you give yourself the power to shape your future. Finally, self-belief and ownership are not about achieving perfection or avoiding mistakes. Rather, they are about embracing your imperfections and using them to fuel your growth. Every setback, every failure, and every mistake is an opportunity to learn and to improve. When you believe in yourself, you approach life with a mindset of continuous growth. You don't shy away from challenges. Instead, you face them with the confidence that you can handle whatever comes your way. When you take ownership, you become fully responsible for your own success, understanding that while you can't control everything, you can control how you respond. The combination of self-belief and ownership is the key to unlocking your true potential. It's about understanding that no matter where you start or what you face, you have the power to shape your own destiny. By embracing both of these qualities, you take full responsibility for your life and create the space for your greatest achievements.